I'm personally excited to talk with this man right here, which truthfully has inspired me and motivated me in many ways just to even get to where I am today. My guest is Taha Imran, and I am excited not only to speak about what he's done, but also just to educate my audience because I believe this man is a living example of our mission. Guard your future by acting responsibly today. Taha Ingram isn't just an excellent real estate agent, he's also has built his success on foresight, smart systems, and relentless discipline. We're going beyond just the deals and discussions to talk about mindset that allows him to be responsible, building lasting generational wealth for his clients and himself. And welcome, Taha Imran.
Wow, thank you so much for that introduction, Ty. That was incredible, and I feel incredibly honored to be a part of your podcast and happy to help however I can.
Thank you. And I apologize if I butchered your name because I think as I was speaking it, I might have mispronounced it. Just so I'm clear and the audience can be clear, it is Taha Imran.
Yes, yes, it is, but it's okay. Like I've heard people say like my first name wrong all the time, and like it's completely okay.
Well, you are a special person, so I'm gonna still do my best to not mess that up. But we'll just be casual. You Taha. You've always been Taha. I don't have to be too formal with it. But let's talk about it. So as I spoke, you are a real estate agent. Do you kind of want to walk us through on maybe your journey on becoming a real estate agent, or how has it been currently in this career for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I got my real estate license back in 2021, but as soon as I got my license, my mom had a stroke. And I was the only person that was there to be able to take care of her. So I couldn't really start my real estate journey when I got my license. Took a year off to take care of her, bring her back to health to where she's able to take care of herself a little bit. And then once she was at that point, all the money I had saved to start real estate had gone in taking care of her. So I had to get a full-time job to be able to save money again to start real estate. So then um, I started being at a restaurant for a year and a half. When I saved enough money where I could start real estate again, I
I'm losing
started.
you a little bit, Taha. Give it
Calling me.
1 second. Yeah, let the buffer in.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Um, so I got a full-time job as a server, and I worked as a server for a little over a year and a half maybe, to save money to where I could start real estate again. And then once I was at that point, late 2023, I just stopped serving and just took a nosedive into real estate, and it's been a blessing ever since.
Okay. Looking back, what would you say could be a single most responsible choice that you chose to invest early to guard your future today?
Really, it was investing in health. Uh, that year that I took off taking care of my mom is when I started reading more. So I got more into self-help books, more into investing, business, and mindset was the biggest thing that I learned from all the books that I read. And it helped me it helped me become a better person in the sense that I was able to stop doing a lot of activities that weren't going to help me grow in life. Started waking up earlier, taking care of my body, taking care of my mind. And it's to the point now where my my mindset, I have a game plan for the future in a sense. And I'm on that path, and I feel like nothing can stop me. And if I didn't start when I did with trying to improve myself, I don't think I would be in the position that I am in right now.
Okay. I first want to start by saying your mom's okay now, or is she
Yes.
feeling? Shout out to moms. I know
Yeah.
they're very important. They're pinnacle and just the foundation of us. Um, you mind elaborating a little bit more when you said you focus on your mindset? Like, what was the feeling that is different from then to now?
I would say if I could go back in time and look at how I was back in 2020, 2021, and see how I was, I would realize, what's stressing me out isn't a big deal. And if I could tell myself that back then, it would have it would have been eye-opening because there's so much going on in the world right now and it can be stressful. But at the end of the day, if you just remember, at the end of the day, everything will be okay. What's stressing you out now won't be stressing you out tomorrow. So just like let it bother you for like a minute and then just forget about it. And that's helped me with a lot of my problems with life, real estate. If something's stressful, stress over it for a minute and then by the next day I don't have to worry about it. Does that answer
Thank
your
you.
question?
It does. Because the question was, mainly for you, speaking about the feelings that I had. And as I heard you speak, I hear that it was overcoming anxiety or maybe even anxious thoughts that were going through your mind. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Um, that kind of goes into my next question just about fear. In the high risk, high reward world of real estate commission and deals, how does manage how did you manage the early fear of instability?
I never gave up on myself. When it comes, like you said, this career can be risky. Money is never stable, but I never gave up on myself. I even to this day, I work every single day, even on weekends. I work anywhere from 8 to 10 hours at most. And then on days when I don't feel like getting up and I still do, those are the days that are the most rewarding for me. And it's just, again, I wouldn't have learned any of this if I didn't start early with my development in reading books to grow.
Can you give us one mind shift or savings principle that you adopted immediately to feel like you're guarding for your future and financial now?
Absolutely. So whenever I get my paycheck, I always put a percentage towards me, a percentage towards saving, and a percentage towards investing. The investments, I have two portions, one being safe and one being risky. And so I always follow that step. No matter what happens, I never touch it. I try not to touch my savings unless it's an emergency. And so with what I learned is when you put your money in different positions, you realize you don't really need to spend as much as you think you do. And that overall helps you in the long term. Whenever, God forbid, an emergency comes, you will have that money saved up because you never touched it. Or if you don't look at your investments every day, by the end of the year, you'll see it slowly growing and growing to where there'll come a point in the future where you'll be able to retire off of it.
Okay. Thank you. I think that's a real key principle of doing the consistent work and then reaping the benefit after time has passed. It motivates you more.
Hmm.
And are you doing this by yourself? Are you doing, trusting your money with the team or speaking with people about it? How are you operating?
At the moment, I'm doing it by myself, but one thing I like to do is I like to attend seminars whether it's investment or real estate, because you should always be growing as a person, learning new things every day, however you can, because that one golden nugget that you learn from just reading or going to a seminar can save you or help you get so much more money or help you grow so much as a person. Always invest in yourself. That's my biggest thing. Always invest in yourself.
Speaking about investing in yourself, when you go to these seminars or real estate network, how do you operate? Do you go there just seeking knowledge? Do you go there actually trying to connect and find people that could advance your business through partnerships? Do you have a game plan really when you go there, or is it just I'm immersed and I'm just trying to soak up as much as I can?
It's mainly I'm immersed, but it also goes into my personality. I love meeting people, love talking to people. I don't really talk business. I just let it smoothly come into the conversation. I'm never salesy with anything I do in life because I want to know the person that I'm talking to and connect to them on a personal level. And so any seminar that I go to, that's my game plan, and I've made so many great connections just off of that.
You definitely are a down to earth guy.
Thanks.
I'm pretty sure just even by your responses, the audience can see that. I know that personally because I've gotten a pleasure to work with you, not only on selling my home but also buying a home, and it's a success story. We were able to curate a great deal. You definitely was leading us the whole time, through fear, indecisiveness. Me and my wife, we felt protected, protected by your knowledge, protected that you were representing us, right? It was nice. And then, also just to know that you're for the people, wherever it is. If we felt like our budget was just only in a certain area, you'd be like, okay, let's check out all this surrounding area that you feel comfortable with, or let's expand and see maybe these other possibilities. So thank you.
Absolutely. You guys were great to work with.
Hey, it's a good team. It's a good
Yes,
team.
sir.
That's what we talked about. It was always a good team. I want to talk now about maybe the daily non-negotiables in your life. What is a responsible action you take every day without fail to ensure that you are protecting your future success?
Waking up at 6 a.m. every morning. That it doesn't matter what time I go to sleep at night. My non-negotiable is I have to wake up at 6 a.m., go to the gym, and then read at least 2 pages of whatever book I'm reading. And in that period, I don't check emails, I don't check texts, I don't start work until I go to the gym and I read my morning books.
I got this question then. Is this more like a time block situation where, let's say I wake up at 6, I got from 6 to 7 where I have this time block of these signals that I have to achieve, and I'm blocking out all this extra noise?
Mm-hmm. I would say it's leaning more towards the first thing you said. No matter what happens, I have to do it. Even if I go to sleep at 3 a.m. in the morning, I have to wake up at 6 a.m. because my fear is if I slip one day, then it's easy to break a good habit.
Mm-hmm.
So I just not wanting to risk that, I no matter what will wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning.
This actually got me thinking. I was just talking with a friend earlier before I hopped on the call with you, and you know, he just had some health concerns that kind of shook him up. And one of his biggest focus was talking about, being his own cheerleader, holding himself accountable. And I didn't deny that that was an important thing, but something that I leaned more heavily on was creating new systems and actually giving yourself multiple reasons why I wouldn't just go back and do whatever I did. And I want you to kind of talk about your systems that you've instilled over time from when you started back in 2020 to now as they develop to keep that 6 a.m. schedule, to keep all these clients organized. What have you put in place to help you?
Mm, with that, it's mainly the people I've surrounded with me. I have a good team of people that motivate me, meaning family, friends, to always keep going. They see what I'm doing and they want to see me succeed. And so if I'm ever stressed to a point where I need to talk to someone, I always have them to steer me back into the right position where I need to be. And then as far as when it comes to waking up and work, I have systems on or alarms set on my phone to where I know I have to do X amount of things by X amount of times. Uh, I have basically my calendar's full on my day for what I need to do. I already have everything I need to do planned out. That way, I'm not overwhelmed by new tasks that come up because
Mhm.
I can squeeze it into um, like an hour where I can change a schedule an appointment with client A to squeeze in the new client or new call that I need to.
Can you speak about the power of saying no? Because as you talk about having a busy schedule, stuff comes up. It happens in life. Either
Mhm.
someone wants your attention or something pressing might happen. Speak about how you have had to use the power of no to keep your sanity.
It is very important to be able to say no. And that's something that I learned early on because in my career, I just wanted to take everything, wanted to help everyone that I could. But then I learned that I was actually doing a disservice to my people by always saying yes to everything because I wouldn't be able to give my time and the value that I bring to the people that needed it most because I was trying to help everyone. And so now I don't say yes to everything, but I do. If someone wanted to meet me or to ask me a question about real estate or anything, I don't say yes right away. I always try to plan something ahead of time. That way I can protect my clients that I'm working with now and then still be able to help the new people that need my assistance.
With your daily schedule and even your fire and your ambition, what are some signs in your body and even in your career that you feel that burnout might be coming up?
Mm, Honestly, nothing. I think, and this goes back to having a system in place. Since I basically already know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, the day after, who I'm going to be talking to, and what I'm doing, I don't get overwhelmed as much. So I don't feel the burnout. I just, I love my job. I love what I do. I love helping people. And it excites me every time I get to help someone new. And because of that, I don't feel burnt out. And I hope I never do. But it also goes back to another point that I made. Always be learning. Always learn. I always try to learn something new, real estate related, because in this career, you can never stop learning. There's so much that can happen, and any new thing I learn can help a client that I meet tomorrow or the day after. So yeah, I don't feel burnt out.
What's a policy that you have when you're regarding with new clientele to build a relationship?
Really, my biggest thing is I want to be able to connect with whoever I'm working with because there's so many real estate agents out there, and I always preach to my clients that it's important to work with someone you feel comfortable with because you can work with anyone can help you get a house, but the agent that can make that process as smooth as possible for you and help you get a good deal, that's one that it's hard to find that. And that's one thing that I always try to implement in my businesses. hey, if you feel like I'm not a good fit for you, or we don't connect on a personal level, you're more than welcome to tell me that, and we can part ways, because I want you to work with someone you feel comfortable with. And I've had people walk away, and that's completely okay. Because again, at the end of the day, it's very important who you work with, because that person can either make the deal happen or ruin the deal entirely.
Okay. Yeah, so that relationship is really important.
Yes.
Okay. For all the people that might just be curious about real estate or looking to build generational wealth, because people say, buy a home to keep the asset, or even just to feel like they have ownership over something. If you could give every single client or even person, one piece of advice to talk about guarding their future through real estate, what would be something that you would tell them?
If my biggest thing is, I think it's very important to keep your property. I know new houses that look so nice, you want to upgrade it. If possible, keep it and use it as a rental, because once you have an investment property, the taxes are phenomenal. The tax reliefs are phenomenal. You can save so much more money having an investment property. And then the more that you have, the more tax benefits you have, to the point where you could pay little to no money on your taxes at the end of the year, depending on how many properties you have and how you structure it. You can, if you need the money, you can do a home equity line of credit and take money out of your house. And then there's so many tax advantages to owning real estate, to where if you can have if you can have even one investment property, you'll be doing good.
And just for the audience that might not know, they're thinking only, I need a single family residency, or, I see, duplexes and triplexes. Could a condo do the same?
A condo could, but it's more, because with condos, the HOA fees are a lot higher as opposed to single family residences. So if you were looking to get an investment property, I personally think a townhouse would be the best option, especially if you look for a townhouse in an area that's well established. Now, the best advice I could give is would be to purchase a townhouse in an area that is a little bit nicer, as opposed to an area that's still up and coming. And what I mean by that is, if you see townhouse A being worth 500,000 and townhouse B being worth 200,000, I would lean more towards purchasing townhouse A, the 500,000 one, because that one might be in a good area, already well established, and you can get a really good tenant right away, as opposed to townhouse B being cheaper and not an area that's developed yet. So it'd be a little bit harder to find a long-lasting tenant. So you would be saving or making more money with option A, even though it's a little bit more expensive.
You mind just going a little bit deeper and speaking about development in an area? Because maybe some people don't really know, they see so many houses, or they see, some commercial buildings like, McDonald's, Jack in the Box. What kind of stands out to you when we talk about development of an area?
And development in an area, meaning close to an airport, is good. Frisco PGA is good. The new McKinney Airport that's being built, that's a great option too. And then Universal Studios in Frisco is a good option. Anywhere near Fortune 500 companies, meaning downtown, well, Las Colinas would be a good area as well. It's any area where you see a lot of development happening is somewhere that is good to keep an eye out for long-term appreciation, and have potentially finding good clients or good tenants to live in the rental properties.
Okay.
For example, there's a new development happening near downtown Fort Worth, where they're purpose is to make it more like Legacy West. Are you familiar with the area Legacy West?
I've heard of Legacy West, yes, sir.
It's a gorgeous area out on the side with uh,
Did I lose you there?
or oh, can you hear me?
You've been breaking out a little bit after you asked me the question about Legacy West.
Gotcha.
Yeah, do you mind running that back for me?
Yeah, of course. So Legacy West is a beautiful development near Plano. If you can purchase something when no one's looking at it, that's when you see the most rewards from it. And I'm a big advocate for Fort Worth. There's a lot of developments happening all around Fort Worth. Dallas, Frisco side, it's the land is basically almost all bought out. So it's hard to build anything more in that area. So now a lot of developments are going to Fort Worth. Currently prices in Fort Worth are still pretty affordable. And so if someone is looking to purchase, for themselves or an investment property, Fort Worth would be a good option to look at.
Okay. Well, you've given us a lot of gems. I definitely appreciate you and your time. Let the people know how they can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is my last name, Imran, IMRAN, realtor _ Same thing with TikTok. And, I post consistently on there and would love to grow my account and follow whoever I can.
All right. That's wonderful. Okay, Taha. I'm going to be signing off now.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Ty. I appreciated this. Had fun.
No, thank you. Yeah, might be able to do a follow-up next time. Maybe ask a little bit deeper questions or even get into specific topics about, tax relief. That might be good.
Yeah, happy to help however I can.
Well, thank you, sir. Drive safe, okay?
Okay, have a good one, man.